Welcome to a bit of a sticky tip Thursday because we're talking about, we're talking about current events and how do we solve the situation for us in amidst of these current events. So I'm suggesting, screw inflation and talk about the side hustle success. Now, I'd like to have you just spend kind of a few minutes with me to kind of give some thought about how you can make this all happen for you. Now, if you're watching me on Facebook, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're watching me on YouTube, welcome to you. And let me just check on the old iPhone here and see see who I may have on board on Facebook. So this as we kind of take a look at future events may appear real, and sometimes things unfold in the economy that grabs us, and kind of we end up kind of saying, how in God's name am I going to survive in all of this? So I want to give you a few things of what's going on in we'll just turn this down a bit here. Now, if you have any questions, throw them up. I'm just looking at YouTube on my business page, Sticky Bee Ideas. So I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have as we go along. But what I want you to do is prepare yourself for what's happening here and create a side hustle. Now, here's something I want you to think about. This current state of events, as it is unfolding, isn't just happening where you live or where I live. It's happening all around the world. And this gal is the head of the European Bank, Central Bank, and she, Christine Lagarde, has said that inflationary forces have been unleashed by the pandemic and the war in the Ukraine. Now, if we look at what everybody's saying about this, we've got the pandemic, we've got the war in the Ukraine, we've got problems with our supply chain, we've got escalating prices, the list goes on. So if you're finding your financial situation a bit constrained and you're looking to do something else, I want to first and foremost say, this isn't about a network marketing gig. This isn't about buy my stuff. This is about you and your expertise. And I want you to think about how you can leverage that. And I will tell you, everyone has an expertise. So I want you to play around with some ideas here with me. And I want to talk about this inflation gig. And inflation in the U.S. rose unexpectedly in May to a 4-decade high of 8.6%. So this is like absolutely remarkable. The last time inflation got this high was 40 years ago. So I think we have to take a look at, you can't keep doing the same things you've already done and expect different results. As Einstein said, that's the definition of insanity. So if we take a look, so we've looked at the European Union, we've looked at the United States, and here we are in Canada, which is where I live. And consumer prices for March compared to March of 2021, gas has gone up almost 40%, groceries almost 9%, buying a new car, 7%, and if you had the money to buy furniture, it's almost 14%. So you put this all together and it's kind of, oh my God, where is it going to stop? So there was a little thing about, should you still be saving money with inflation at 7.7%? Now that's Canada. And apparently of the G7 countries, Canada's kind of doing better than most. But they say, credit card interest could go up to 20% or more. So if you've got a big credit card debt, you definitely want to be paying that off. And if you've got, some savings, you might want to hold on to them because we don't know how this thing's all gonna sift out. And the word on the street is that we could be heading to a recession. Now, and a worldwide recession, because this isn't happening just in one country or in one place. This is a worldwide issue. So I just think, what would you rather do? Would you rather stick your head in the sand and ignore the economic forecasts? Or would you rather get the goods on how to build a successful side hustle? And I'm hoping you're going to say number 2. And I'm just wanting to throw, I've got a whole bunch of answers. But today isn't about the answers. Today is just about thinking about what you might want to do to prepare yourself. I mean, as we get into summer, we want to have fun, we want to get laid back, but there's a few things you can do in that summer sun that can position you to be able to jump into things when you're finished your summer holiday. So a side hustle is kind of interesting because you don't have to stop doing what you're doing. And you can do it in your spare bedroom, you can do it in your living room, in your PJs, you can do it together, or you can do it on your time. And in fact, you can do it anytime. And I suspect a bunch of you are already doing it. But it begs the question, if you are already doing it, how would you rate your success? And I think that this is a big thing to consider. Oh, I'm already have a side hustle. Oh, I'm already online. But when you take this and you leverage the expertise you already have, how successful are you in making an income? Because there is, as they say, when you do things in a certain way, you present yourself with a roadmap or a blueprint that allows you to have more success. And as I've suggested, it's like having a blueprint. And when you take a look at, are you committed to growing your success? And the commitment is a big deal. Are you committed to growing your business? Are you committed to growing your skills? And are you committed to growing your wallet? Because that's really the bottom line, isn't it? And this side hustle proposition and the level of success is really all about the commitment that you put into this proposition. So my advice to you first and foremost is that if you're going to leverage your expertise, you want to be doing something you love. Because if you're trying to sell something that you're really not committed to, that you really don't love, like I love teaching people how to market. I love teaching people how to leverage their expertise. I love teaching people how to brand themselves. I love teaching people how to stand out and get noticed. And if I didn't love that, I wouldn't be doing it. And there are days, as my dad used to say, as an entrepreneur, you only have to work half days. But you just have to decide if it's the first 12 or the second 12. And I will say some days I wish it was only 12. But as an entrepreneur, not only do you have to do most of everything when you start out, like building your business and cleaning the toilets, you got to be doing something you're passionate about, because on the bad days, on those hiccup days, it's the passion that carries you through and the commitment to growing your business, your skill set, and your wallet. So, what does this mean? Well, from my perspective, you need a roadmap or you need a blueprint. And that blueprint, you really only need 3 things. You need the right offer for the right audience at the right price. Now, this sounds perhaps a bit simplistic, and I would suggest to you that while it's simple, it's not necessarily easy. And you can travel this blueprint with a lot of people who will just say, do as I do and you'll get what I got. And I just think that that's, quite frankly, poppycock. Because if you are going to be successful in your side hustle, if you are really going to leverage your expertise, you kind of need to do things that work for you and also do it differently. Because if you're doing it the same way as everybody else is doing it, then you're floating a boat in a big sea, and you want to be the big fish in the small ocean. So it starts out with, as I say, the right offer. So what is the right offer? Well, it all comes down to, what problem are you trying to solve? And this is really absolutely key. What are you solving? Because you have to figure out what's keeping your audience awake at night. What does your audience, like, what are they really stressing about? And when you figure that out, then that's a big key. What is the problem? And I will tell you that problems absolutely abound, because even on the sunniest of days, people walk around with a universe of problems. So you take your expertise and you think about, how can I help solve my audience's problems? Because there's a myriad of them. And, there's the obvious ones, like, I want to lose weight, I want to make more money, I want, I need. And you've got to think about, what do you do? What do you do that no one else has done? And it can be a myriad of things, an absolute myriad of things. For example, maybe you're a mom who is raising a handicapped child. That's an expertise. And think about how you can deliver your expertise, not to a myriad of people, because what we want to do is what's called niche marketing. You want to find a little group, a little audience that you can really serve well, that you can help transform. And you gotta want to think about, what is the solution that you can deliver. And this really is about the soul. How can you grab people's hearts? How can you help transform their lives? I mean, this is a big proposition, and we don't spend enough time thinking about how we deliver a solution. And the other thing that I think is interesting, that when we take a look at all of this and we think about how we market it, my question to you is, it's kind of what comes first, the chicken or the egg? You first of all need to figure out what problem you're solving, and then you've got to figure out your solution. And the question here is, what do you market, the solution or the problem? And I will tell you that the majority of people are marketing the solution. And if you're one of those people marketing a solution, you're doing it wrong. You've got to be marketing the problem. And in order to market the problem, you've got to figure out who you're marketing to. So we go back through this problem, solution, target audience. And when we first start out, we take a look at this and we say, every entrepreneur knows that building a business is like pushing a big rock up the hill. And a lot of people say, well, I should be doing it this way, or I'll try. And I would like to suggest to you that you need to remove the should and the try completely out of your vocabulary, because this isn't about should and it isn't about try. It goes back again to your commitment to leverage your expertise and transform people's lives with your solution. And then you've got to think about how you connect. And as I said, it is about a problem, a solution, and a target audience. So you need the right offer for the right audience at the right price. And this is a whole proposition to consider. And I will share with you that over the next few weeks, I'm going to be giving little snippets of this along the way. I'd love you to join me. I'd love you to think about it. And because we're in summer, it's not going to be too arduous to go through a process here. And you can be doing them on the beach. You can be thinking about how you put this stuff together so that you've got all your ducks in a row, as they say, to launch your expertise and leverage it. So, there is an awesome that resides in each of us and in each of you. And I'd like you to consider what your awesome is. And if you're curious about launching your expertise, I'd love you to stick with me over this next couple of weeks. And I'm going to break this down in nice chunkable pieces so you can be sitting on that chaise lounge, grabbing some rays, doing a little R&R, and getting your mind working about how you can launch your expertise. Are you curious? I hope you are. So stick with me. If you like some more info about this, well, stay tuned. We've got a whole bunch of really great things packaged up and put together for you. So, I'm Darcy from Sticky Bee, and it's the place to be because I make it super simple for you to brand you and connect with your ideal audience. Remember I talked about this niche. Problem, solution, target audience. How do you figure that out? Well, I'm going to show you how. So stick with me, folks. Hope you got some little kind of brain cells thinking about all of this. And we'll see you soon. Thanks for joining. Bye for now.